Hello everyone and welcome to another Top 5 Records video. Last week I purchased one of my holy grails, and it might just not only be one of my holy grails, I guess it might be also one of yours, because I'm talking about Odessey and Oracle by the Zombies. What I'm holding now is not an original. I'm gonna switch to that later on, but I had to buy this bootleg. I don't have bootlegs in my collection because usually I'm out for better pressings. But if you want to find an original of Odessey and Oracle, you'll have to pay 500 euros. So for the last couple of years, I was working with this, a bootleg, a very old bootleg, I guess, because this feels like it was made in the 70s or 80s. And it didn't sound that bad. It didn't sound bad. It was a pretty good album. But if you want to buy one today, you have to go to Discogs, and the first one you have to find if you want an original is 475 euros, and then you still have to pay for the cost of shipping. Now, this was my lucky week. A friend of mine bought this one some time ago. Odessey and Oracle in an original 1968 pressing. And he liked the album, but he offered it to me for a special price because he wanted to buy some other albums, and he comes over a lot, so he can always listen to it here. And I paid the a very small amount, about 150 euros, for this album. Now, why am I telling you this? To put in perspective how tough it can be to find this album and how valuable it is. Because until just a couple of years ago, after 1968, 1969, there was not a repress done of this album. Only some bootlegs. Now, I believe the United States did a repress in 1969. You know, some record companies released in 68, some in 69. But a UK pressing, this was for a long time the only UK pressing. This stereo one or the mono one. Now, this goes for about 500 euros, and you're not talking about near mint copies here. Just if you want one. The mono even more. So it is a very valuable record. Now, I'm gonna answer a question in this video. Is it worthwhile? Now, first of all, I have some records in my collection which are pricey, and about which I think, I've listened to better. For example, there was a video I did on Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young, in which I listened to the mobile fidelity pressing, which goes for hundreds of euros. And yesterday I listened to the Red Plum by advice of some of the viewers. A UK first Plum, paid 16 euro for it. 16 beats the hell out of it. You know, some valuable records are not worth the hype. Just now I listened to this first UK stereo in full, and I already love this album, but this sound is just gorgeous. Putting this on was like stepping into a time machine, getting to 1968, to hippie psychedelic London, and enjoying a full trip. There are so many incredible songs on here. Care of Cell 44, A Rose for Emily, Changes, Friends of Mine. Actually, to be quite frank, this is great songwriting after great songwriting, and the sounds, they go everywhere. I'm gonna make a bold statement. But talking about late 60s psychedelic hippie records, this one beats Sgt. Pepper's for me. Yeah. This one beats Sgt. Pepper's for me. It's even freer. It's even wilder. And the texture on this particular pressing, the detail, the stereo image, it is just gorgeous. Gorgeous. And believe me, if I wouldn't have cared that much for this pressing, this bootleg is It's okay. It's an okayish bootleg. I would have told you guys, but I so much fell in love with this one. It is like a time machine. So is it worth the hype? I really don't like to push prices for these kind of records, but this this is quite something. Uh, I wouldn't have been able to pay 500 euros for that. It's just out of my budget, and I was lucky enough to find one or to get one for 150. It was worth the 150. And if I would have had 500, if I could spend those amounts of money, yeah, this is one of my most emotional records. The sound is so intense. There's so much going on. There's so much melody. It's so much melody. It's a unique moment in time, and this first pressing captures it. I'm really raving madly enthusiastic about it. So is it worth the hype, or is it just a melancholy for collectors? No, no, no. This is worth the hype, and this record, just as a first US mono of Kind of Blue, those moments in time, pressure wise, show you what records can do, what music can do, and how much emotion it can evoke. It's worth the hype. Believe me. So, what do you think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Leave a comment below, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.